Sunday of this week, May 15th, Magic Coasters reach 1,000 subscribers. This is incredible, and I can't thank my subscribers enough. A normal channel will do some kind of 1,000 subscriber special, but I am not normal. And quite frankly, I don't enjoy making specials, and based off of the performance of my 100 subscriber special video, neither do you guys. Just wanted to clear the air, and once again, thank you so much for making this possible. I was going to do a video about only aerodynamics, but then massive news came out of Knott's Berry Farm that the Giga Coaster originally rumored last year has been majorly downgraded into a mini hyper and has completely moved locations. So I just wanted to briefly give my take on this. In case any of you guys didn't see the Coaster Studios video, basically new plans were discovered from April of this year, making them far more recent than the Giga plans, showing a mini hyper standing around 165 feet tall, crossing under the main road and into the water park before turning around and coming back with a series of airtime hills. A lot of people seem really crushed by this, but I'm not. Of course it won't be as good as the Giga, but if we didn't hear the Giga rumor first, everyone would think this is incredible. As I mentioned in my last video, California desperately lacks floater airtime, and this coaster would deliver a ton of it. We already have a lot of speed machines in the West, Accelerator in the same park, so I really wouldn't miss the intensity that the Giga would bring. While a letdown, people still need to remember this is a new coaster and a large investment that brings something completely new to the park and the state. Personally, I'm really excited to see where this project lands, and if this ride were literally camelbacks and a turnaround, that would be fine by me. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the main topic of this video, and something that has really bothered me for a long time. This is the enthusiast connection to aerodynamics. Aerodynamics went broke after building their only good coaster, an X2, and most of the rides are pretty old. That's not necessarily a bad thing. There are a lot of great old wooden coasters, but in this case, it is a bad thing, and enthusiasts don't seem to mind. In today's video, I'll be breaking down the unwarranted enthusiast love affair with aerodynamics, why this is, and I'll spotlight some key opinion inequality in the community. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Let's jump in. Oh, aerodynamics. Started by Alan Schilke and was the company to pioneer the modern steel coaster. Aerodynamics built all sorts of different rides, from their ever-popular loopers to suspended coasters and even hypercoasters. Coaster enthusiasts seem to love a good old intense aero. However, all of Aero's rides suck, let's face it. I'll be breaking down their 3 different ride types, all of which I've ridden, and give some reasons why they are totally overrated. I wanted to make it really clear that X2 does not apply here. I'm specifically talking about that incredible first drop, easily one of the best in the world. However, that final Raven turn really shows its DNA. This is a negative video, but I don't want to hate on Aero. They were revolutionary and did their best with the technology of that time. I'm simply pointing out that enthusiasts seem to have an unfair bias towards Aero coasters that have aspects that if found on a coaster made by another manufacturer, it'd be ripped to shreds. Example 1. Viper. This coaster is at my home park, and I've ridden it multiple times. I admit, the first drop is decent. After that, this is a torture machine. People complain about a rattle on a B&M. Ha! Viper literally shakes its way through the ride. But of course, nobody cares. People hate on Scream more than Viper. What a joke. While Scream is not perfect, it's a million times better than the pile of trash at the other end of the park. But somehow, this ride seems to rack up on enthusiast hit lists while they are drooling over Viper, at the same time, when Viper has everything they hate about Scream, but 1,000 times worse. I'm specifically talking about Airtime Thrills, who I will also mention later in the video. I love Airtime Thrills, and he easily makes the best content in the community, and he is the reason I started this channel, so no dig on him. I just want to poke fun at some of his opinions. He thinks Viper is way better than Scream. Maybe he rode Viper too much and it gave him Stockholm Syndrome or something, but I'm not really sure what's up. Example 2. Ninja, Bat, Iron Dragon. Pick your poison. I've ridden all three, and while Ninja is the best, they're all awful. They run so rough on the track, and the train is like squeezing and vibrating, and I genuinely fear for my safety. I think people are finally waking up to these rides, but I still see enthusiasts drooling over them occasionally. Rough. Check. Boring. Check. Headbanging. Double check. People shred Premier rides for their comfort collars, but the aero restraints are so much worse. Okay, last example, and this is by far the most inflammatory. Magnum XL200. I rode this thing last summer with a mixed bag of expectations. Some calling it jerky and uncomfortable, with others ranking it above great coasters like Millennium Force. Looking at you, Mr. Thrills. Here's a brief Magnum review. You pull down these bars that look like they came from Alan Schilke's backyard, and then you go into the best part of the ride. The lift is so slow, and it gives you a ton of time to look at the park and the beach, which is gorgeous. Right as you see your room at the Hotel Breakers, you'll be uncomfortably yanked into the lap bar and proceed to be jackhammered in the valley. This happens again with the second hill, until you enter a janky turnaround that sends you into the praised finale. I was in row 3, which is apparently the most intense, which is what I thought I wanted. But Magnum airtime is not good airtime. It's violent and painful, and I just wanted the ride to end. Maybe in the back row it would have been more floater, but this was just violent, uncomfortable ejector. I will never understand how anyone could like this more than Millennium Force. But hey, there's always a contrarian. Okay, enough. I just really wanted to make this video after a discussion I had with a viewer about the location of Magic Mountain's next coaster. He was arguing Ninja should be removed, and I thought Viper should be removed. Then I looked at the big picture, and realized they were both Aero coasters. Then I looked at the even bigger picture, and realized that all of Aero's rides kinda suck, with the exception of X2. That's all for me. I don't want to be harsh on anyone, not Aero or Airtime Thrills. It just gets under my skin when Aero rides get a pass, when other rides people complain about are so much better. What do you think? Is Aero overrated? Let me know in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next video.